chains that bind me. Happiness will find me. Leave the past behind me. Today my life begins a whole new world.
Hi, it's nice to see you again. Hope you're alright since I last saw you. Right, today we're going to be looking at, well, before we start, if anyone's new to my channel, I always say, hope you like what I'm talking about. I'm trying to help as many people as I can with looking at life in a positive way. And I wrote a book, Look How I Help You, Looking at Life with New Eyes Post-Pandemic. So I'm reading it out bit by bit. You can either, you know, just pop in and look at any channel you want, or you can do it in order. So that's where we're at the moment. We're on page 31 now. And we're talking about arguments, which is like a very serious, obviously, subject that we all do. We can all argue. So let's start from where we left off. So, let me just make sure. Yeah, arguing. So arguing will just weigh you down, basically. You will feel so tired with all the energy you've used up because it wears you out when you argue. It's a waste of your energy. Now, you could be using that energy in a positive way and not on someone who's not being nice to you, because if you're arguing with someone, obviously you're arguing about something that's upsetting you, or you wouldn't be arguing, would you? So you maybe you were the one to have a go at someone and it was you that started the argument. So before you do argue, see if you can sit down and discuss all the details of why you or the other person is upset, because you're obviously upset for a reason. Arguing will just make all involved angrier. Your blood pressure will rise, which is a known fact. This will not make you feel any better. It will just make you worse. So then why argue? Things could escalate to a higher level of arguing. So calming down and not answering back is always the best. I know it's so hard not to answer back, because you get wound up, don't you? And I've put here, it's so hard not to answer back when you're in the middle of an argument. So, you know, I myself have been guilty of doing that. I'm sure every single person on the planet has argued with someone, because you can't seem to help yourself if someone's saying something horrible to you. So if, like me, that happens to you, just start afresh from after you have answered back. Meaning, once you know you've answered back, say, oh no, I'm not going to go down to that level. I'm just going to stop right now and not answer back or argue. Instead, calmly say, if you're not going to say anything nice or positive, then don't talk to me. And you just don't talk to them. You literally put distance between you. You carry on with your day, go out the room, carry on with your day from that person. Don't go near them, don't follow them. And if they follow you, say, excuse me, and then move into another room or move away. And if they still follow you, you go outside or go to the local shop or do something so you're away from them. That's the best thing, because it'll just go on and on and on, or it'll escalate. So it's best not to talk to them, or move away from them, and that's it. Put some distance between you both, then it will all calm down. And then later in the day, you can always discuss things really quietly and clearly, and putting both sides across, and then you won't be arguing either. Unless you realise it's not worth the argument in the first place, which you won't even start arguing, because you'll get into a habit of thinking, shall I argue with them over that? No. Sometimes words can be wasted in arguments. Remember, arguing will just wear you out physically, mentally, and even spiritually. So try not to bite back when someone says hurtful things. Try not to start an argument. Think about if what you say will hurt someone's feelings or make them angry. Try to discuss what you want in a more sensitive way, so it's just a conversation. Deep breathing can help. When in an argument, deep breaths do work, so keep breathing slowly and focus on this until you calm down enough to talk or walk away or change the subject. There's always a better way to get rid of emotion than to argue. Maybe you could sing. I know it sounds silly, but if you're angry, sing at the top of your lungs, or ride a bike around the block. Get rid of all that energy of what you want to argue about. Do something that will use up the energy in a positive way, not in a way of arguing, because it's just not going to get anywhere. Remember that nothing good comes out of arguing. All you need to do is calm down and then just discuss things quietly. And now we're going to move on to anger, because they're similar. So I thought we may as well, you know what I mean? So, hang on, anger. Right, if you have a problem with losing your temper all the time, especially if it's over tiny issues, please think about how that is affecting everyone around you. Anger makes everyone feel miserable, sad, depressed and angry themselves. So it will drain you of energy, leaving you feeling really tired. I understand that it can be hard to control, but control we must. It is the same principle as arguing. So we're going to take a lot of things with anger, with arguing. So think before you lose control, is it worth shouting about and losing your temper over or not? What are you going to shout about? That's the next thing. Does it seem a silly thing to scream over? If so, then just step back. Say nothing and walk away, and then keep busy and think about something else. Take your mind away from what is bothering you. Then once you calm down, it probably won't seem as bad as you first thought, because sometimes you get worked up really quickly and then afterwards you think, it wasn't that bad, or maybe I overreacted. If you really have a feeling that you need to scream or shout, then use a pillow to scream into. At least that way you're releasing all that stored up energy that needs to come out. I would like to suggest this is a last resort though. And instead, if you can just think about how this will affect you, you will end up feeling low and upset, and everyone around you will as well. Because obviously it's that knock-on effect that we always say, that if you do something to someone, and like in a negative way, then they become in a bad mood. And then they're in a bad mood to who they meet. And then they're in a bad mood to who they meet. And it goes on and on and on. And then you're going to be, and everyone around you is going to be upset. So is it not better to just let it all go? I would suggest writing everything down that is upsetting you. Then at the end of the day, you can have a look at what is important and what is not. That way you can discuss calmly what is bothering you without shouting and screaming to get your point across. So that is a fantastic idea, which is write everything down, because you know when you write it down, you feel better. So if you write it down, what you would have argued about, write it down and then go back to it and think, right, can I have a discussion about this without arguing because it's upset me, in a calm way? You might find that's easier than just screaming about something and then it just escalates and then you're all rowing. So anger is such a waste of your time. Say this to yourself when you feel the stirrings of emotion creep up on you. Remember that arguing and anger use up energy. Instead, put it to better use. Turn it on its head and make someone smile or laugh just out the blue. Stop it in its track. Anger will not make you happy, only sad. So do that. See if you can just joke around. I mean, that might make them more angrier though, but you see what I'm trying to say. If you can turn it into a laugh, you know, sometimes you're laughing because people laugh hysterically because they're going to cry or laugh. Well, you know, or they're really happy or they're really sad or they're really angry. Sometimes start laughing. So I don't want you to laugh and go out of control angry. I want you to laugh to take that emotion of the anger and put it into a positive, and without you knowing, you might just feel better, because laughter and smiling does make you feel better without you realising it. So please try and ignore that anger. Take a deep breath and move forward. And I know you can do it, and I want you to try today, especially if you get angry easily. Just try. There's a few little pointers there that might help you, and it'll help everyone else, because you don't want to make people feel miserable around you, your family, your friends. Or if you're feeling really down and upset, you don't want to take it out on them to make yourself feel better. That's just not the way forward. If you do the opposite, you'd be so surprised, and then people won't be as angry with you or won't be as mildy with you because you're less angry. And then again, this is this positivity, how you are, and it comes back round on you. So how you are with your family, friends, colleagues, strangers, then they're going to be the same with you, and then it will just be a positive, you know, way, and a positive what's going to come back to you. So there we go. So we'll leave it there. I'm going to read the back of my book. I hope you liked it, and I really appreciate you. I want to send love and light to you all, and I look forward to seeing you soon. And please subscribe. I really appreciate it. It'd be lovely to help as many people as I can, and the more people that subscribe, I think other people think, oh, they've got a lot of subscribers, or you feel like you want to join the club. So please join this little group of people and let me help you as much as I can. And also comment, because I love to hear from you, and you know, I'll answer back, and you know, that's it really. Okay then, so here we go. So be love. If we are but a breeze on the wind, let us float to where we need to be. Open our eyes so we can see. If we are stars shining bright, let us shine the brightest we can, so that we are full of light. If we are a note in a musical, let us be clear and sweet to the ear, so that everyone is able to hear. And if we are a soul who is on a journey, let us walk with love and be love. Well, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you for